loud. There we go. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for attending our spring kind of like open house. We offered the same thing. I offered the same thing last semester for the fall, and I thought it was such an important service, because how would people know how to use our service and how to sign up for things if they are not familiar with what we actually do? So just raise a hand. Have you visit the UC Davis top website before? Yes, awesome. Okay, but in case we have any new students or staff, I want to go ahead and drop that link in the chat for us. I'm also going to share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show you a couple things. Let me see if I can move that over. I'm going to go ahead and go into our top website. Okay, so this is our top website. On here, there are several things that you can take a look at. One of the things that we offer to students are webinars. We offer about 30 different virtual webinars that cover a lot of content, from navigating to research opportunities to build cohorts, so you can be a little bit familiar and prepared with the transfer process. And if you want to sign up for those workshops, you can go here. If you click on view virtual workshop on our top website, you should be able to see 3 tabs that we have available on here. So the first tab is group advising, and group advising is just a smaller setting. It's, the focus is with cohort building. The focus is networking students with each other so that they can share, information. And then they can meet other students that are currently our students at Davis. So again, just to learn more about UC Davis and about what they're doing, what their career, what their goals are. And so that's what group advisings are. For this semester, for this spring, we have a lot already populated on our website. You can see here, we have Tap and a Snap. So these are any students that are going to be applying in fall 2025, 2026. I highly, highly recommended that you register to at least one of these workshops. Why? Because we're going to be looking over your transcript against your UC TAP and against what you already filled out in your UC TAP. UC TAP is a gateway for UC admission. Regardless if you're going to UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UCLA, no matter where you decide to go to, as long as a UC, you need to have a UC TAP and you need to fill it out correctly. If you don't fill it out correctly, they might not be able to reach out to you to give you information, right? So it's really important that you fill that out. And the TAP is also the gateway for the tag. The transfer admission guarantee. So if your major partake in, or the school that you're interested in partake in the tag process, you might need to have your TAPs done sooner than later. And you want to keep that up to date every semester in order for the UC representatives like myself and my other coworkers to kind of like look at where you stand. When we advise you, we will let you know exactly where you stand in terms of admission, like what class to take, what class you're missing, where are you at with units, are you on good standing with the tag or not, right? So those are some things that it's really important for you to sign up for the TAP. TAP in a Snap, it's just kind of like a virtual lab. My student staff comes in and we help the students to make sure that they fill out their TAP correctly. So highly recommend you register for those if you are applying for fall 2025, 2026, okay? If you are thinking about going to Davis for March 1st, for Discover UC Davis, which is a conference for UC Davis, if you're planning to attend, you also need to make sure that you have a TAP account. That's a requirement, right? So again, this is really important. You don't have to go to all of them, but there's a bunch of options if you can't find the date, a time that works out for you. Okay, next is going to be two parts of the group advising series. So if you can see here, there's College of Letter and Science, and then you have another one that say College and Letter and Science. You see that, right? So the one of them is going to focus on just meeting students, like students at your community college that also have the same major as you, students at Davis that also have the same similar major as yours, and you're going to network and you're going to get guidance, from there, peer advising from there. And then the second section in April is going to be meeting support staff, meeting programs that will play a huge role in your success when you get to the university. So I highly recommend that you register for both. If your major is within that college, you want to sign up for the one that's in that college. So for example, if your major is computer science, do we have any computer science in the house? Yay. Okay, I know we have a few computer science, that's why. So if you're a computer science major, this major for UC Davis has been moved to our College of Letter and Science. Okay. In the past, it was part of in the past, it's part of College of Letter and Science. Now it's moved over to College of Engineering. Sorry about that, for College of Engineering. So if you are a computer science major that plan to apply for Davis, please register to the College of Engineering. And I actually hosted the two in the fall. And so I will be also hosting the two in the spring as well. So you will see me there. And my other coworkers are hosting the rest of them. We also have College of Biological Sciences. Do we have any bio majors in the house? NPB, do you have any cell biology? Perfect. So if your majors are biological sciences, if you're cell biology, human biology, right? Like some of those popular majors, your major is part of the College of Biological Sciences. Again, very similar format. You're going to have the first opportunity to meet each other and then meet the current students, so that you can, like ask them, hey, how is it like being in that major? Right? So it's really important for you to know that. Hey, what kind of research opportunity have you gotten involved with? Where have you interned? Things like that. I think those are really important opportunities for you to get early on before you decide to apply or decide to attend the school. The second one, again, is just, this is where we invite Avenue B program to be a part, because that's one of the support program. We might invite, research, right? Programs to be in this. So you're going to have an opportunity to meet support programs and programs just in general that will be, will play a huge role in your success when you get here. I apologize. Okay, let me go ahead and go down here a little bit more. So again, there's 4 colleges within Davis undergrad admissions. So there's one for each of you. So just make sure you register for that. The other tab that I want to talk about is the webinar tab. So in here, you're going to see that we have series that focus on scholarships. Money, even if you have money and how you're going to finance your education always go hand in hand with admission, right? First, you always want to find out, okay, do I have eligibility for admission at this school with this major? And then the second thing that you want to find out is, how the heck am I going to pay for school? Right? That's also really important. So we're going to, in the spring, we're going to bring in a 3-course series. You only see 2 here, but the third one is it's designed and is by invitation only. That's why it's not on here. It's not in public, but we do have the third one, and the third one is geared for admitted students. So the students that get admitted to Davis, there will be an opportunity for you to have a kind of like a speed date with our financial aid specialist. You're going to be able to look at your financial aid package around April when you get admitted. And then if you look at that and you're still having questions whatsoever, in early May, you will have an opportunity to go into a breakout room and talk to a financial aid specialist, so you can share with them about any like financial concerns that you might have, right? Any special situation that may involve you doing an appeal, things like that. When it comes to financial aid, you can also talk to them in the 3rd series. But the 2 series are kind of like generally for everyone that are thinking about, applying for scholarship. How do I go about it? How do I research it? How do I organize myself? And how do I apply? And then the 3rd one, again, like I mentioned, how do you read your financial aid package? And so the 3rd one is focused for admitted fall 2024 applicant. And I promise, if you are fall 2025, this time next year, I will bring this back. So don't feel like you're gonna, we're gonna leave you out. I'll bring back the series again this year, this time next year. Okay. And then the last thing that I want to point out in the tab here is our undergrad admission events. This semester, we actually opened 13 of our workshop to all transfer students. And some of them also even, you know, are applicable to freshman applicant as well. So on here, you can see there are a couple, there's a lot, there's not a couple, there's a lot, there's a lot of different content here for you. TAU, did anyone that applied for fall 2024 already submitted their TAU? Are you still working on it? No? Do we have fall 2024?
I did. I'm sorry. I did submit mine, and
Okay.
I was having a problem with it because I needed to add two courses that were from my college is Laney,
Yeah.
and I was having problems adding a summer and fall college that were non-Laney.
Okay. I would highly recommend either going to this workshop, signing up. It's also this week where they focus on just that content. And additionally, I would also recommend to schedule one-on-one appointments. All of the top advisor are now in sessions because I know you guys started school. So for most of you, you guys already started school this week. For some of you, you guys are starting school next week. And so this week I already started appointments. Basically, I know my other coworkers also started appointments already as well. So, so just make sure you have two opportunity for if Delia for you, if anyone, not just you, but anyone who have like technical or issues with the TAU and like not know how to navigate that, I would highly recommend either go to the workshop on the 18th or making a one-on-one appointment. I had a few students today in my appointment that were asking about TAU because they have issue with like kind of very similar issue that you have, Della. So those are the two options that you can have to finish it. Okay, but you still have time until the 31st, right? And then once you submit your TAU on the 31st, if you end up like dropping a class or adding on a class or something like that, you can still go back to the UC application and then update and submit another TAU. So the TAU is actually repeatable. Like you can submit it multiple times, but the first one need to be done no later than the 31st. Does it make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to the fall 2024 students.
Thank you.
Map to College is a content for fall 2025 student and beyond. 2024 student, I hope that you already know this content. I swear, I hope that you already know this content. But for all of our workshop, we try to write like the audience on here, right? So if this is not you, most of the time you already know it. You might feel like, oh, I'm repeating the content. I already know this content. So just always read the description for every workshop that you sign up to. Here we have Black Excellence, we have like for Latinx community, we have API community, we have Native American. At Davis, we have a center called Native Nest. So we wanted to bring, diversity series to our spring content. And if you are a transfer reentry student, meaning like if you're a student that is 25 and older or took a gap in your education, when you got back to the community college, that would be the good series for you to go to. If you're a student parent, there are a lot of resources at Davis for student parents, also veterans as well. So those are some of the series that are kind of like diversity series that you can partake in. We only have 5. We also like have Find Your Community. We have showcasing like the different centers that we have at Davis. Also roadmap to research. If you're interested in research, regardless if you're applying this year or next year or the year later, like if you're interested in research, you need to know, the roadmap to that, and you need to know the resources that we have available to you while you're at the community college at the moment. This one is a live. How is live at Davis? That one is a student panel. So we're bringing back our top alumni and either current student at UC Davis in all different majors, and they're gonna be at on screen to kind of like talk a little bit about their experience and then also take questions. So if you have questions about student life, this is a great one for you to go to. And then this last one here we have is for SIR. If you don't know what SIR is, it stands for student SIR. Oh my God, I blinked out. SIR, Statement of Intent to Enroll. why did I say student? Statement of intent to enroll. So that basically for fall 2024 students, if you're saying yes to a school, you have to submit that in your student portal, right? Every UCs that you're applying to, every CSU you apply to, they all have a student portal that you can go into, and then you have to tell them, yes, I'm going to the school, or no, I'm not going to the school. So when you submit that, if you have any last minute questions and things like that, you can always register to this one, and then you can attend. And this is for fall 2024 student only. There are 2 more workshop that is not on here, is not live, but it is technically live, but it's invitation only. One of them is going to be 5/7, so May 7th. Like I told you, for the financial aid one. And then the second one is the next step. Like now you're admitted, what's next, right? So those are invitation only for fall 2024 admitted students. So if you are admitted, please keep an eye out for that. It's going to be May 7th and then May 23rd. Okay. And then that's basically all I have really for here. I'm going to go back to the top website really quick and then scroll down a little bit more. Many of the students usually ask me like, what do I do? I'm brand new to like admission. I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Right? If you're thinking about transferring and you're thinking about UC, here are your steps to success. Step 1, you need to create a UC TAP account. Again, it's so critical to have a complete and accurate UC TAP account. We have navigation, we have TAP labs that you can go to make sure that that is filled out correctly. Second one, number 2, you need to connect with a university representative of the schools that you're interested in. No matter if you're thinking about going to a CSU, going to a private school, going to a UC, it doesn't matter. Go straight to the horse's mouth, talk to an admission advisor at that particular institution so they can let you know exactly where you stand. It's so important. And then, again, if you're thinking about applying to UCs, there is a tag process. And not all of the UC's campuses partake in the tag process application, but Davis do. And so we put that as number 3, right? Submit your tag in a timely manner so that you can guarantee your spot at a university. And then, of course, the last thing that you need to do is submit your UC application to let them know, hey, I'm interested in this school and I'm interested in this major, right? So these are like simplifying the process so that it's not overwhelming for you. If you ever wonder, like, what's the top advisor can do with me? This is what we can do, right? There are some limitations on what we can do. That's why we require the TAP account so that we know what you have taken and what you're planning to take so that we can advise you accordingly, right? So your TAP, again, is so important for you to have it accurately updated every semester so that we know what's going on so that we can provide that information to you. We also get a lot of like share emails about scholarships that is like within Davis, within like the communities, like outside of Davis. So when we have those emails, right, we try to share that with you through our top newsletter. So I don't know if you guys been receiving newsletter, but every month top sends out newsletter. And again, if you have a TAP account, then you get, and if it's filled out correctly, then you get those newsletter with like important deadlines and then like, like reminders and things like that. But if you don't have a TAP account, or if you have a TAP account, but then it's not filled out correctly, then you might not get the appropriate reminders or information about transfer admission. Okay, so these are some of the important dates. If you are brand new, like if you're going to apply, these are dates that you want to keep an eye on. These are some residential programs that we have. We just had that over the summer, so we will repeat this the summer later. But the one that I mentioned earlier about the conference, we do have a conference that we take students to our campus. It's going to be at UC Davis, and it's called Discover UC Davis on March 1st. And it's going to be a Friday this year. And usually your transfer center at your community college would get a bus or a shuttle, and then they will take the students that you have a bunch of field trip paperwork that you have to fill out. And then they take you to Davis, and it's a whole free event. You're going to get food here. You're going to get workshops here. You get all of that. And then you guys get back to your bus, and then you go back to your campus. So highly recommend that you attend this if you're able to. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to mention to you is Find My Advisor is a tool that UC Davis admissions, undergrad admissions use to determine who is the person that is going to service the school. So for example, if you don't see your top school on here, well, we also need to update our website. we're in the process. We did submit a request to update it. We did add more community colleges in our portfolio, but this is, this the beginning of this year. These are the partners that we have. But I know that we have a few that are not on here. Don't worry, just click on this, Find My Advisor, and then you will be able to put in your community college. So for example, Della, you mentioned earlier, what community college are you from?
Laney.
Laney, perfect. So if I was to put in Laney College, and I can see here, right, and I'm going to click on Find My Advisor, I'm going to find who is the person the go-to person that I can bring all my questions to. So you could contact him, put in your email, your questions, right? So you could do that. And then you could also make an appointment, right? So there's an appointment section. There's a bunch of appointments that he has left. You can also look at like events I'm hosting. And this is a really interesting tab because it's basically any events that he will have will partake in. So for example, right now you're going to see all online, but this week our staff actually going to be putting in our in-person visits too. So there will be dates where we're going to be at your campus this semester. There are usually 2 dates. So those dates will be posted on here. You can't find it anywhere else but here in this tab. So if you ever curious about, oh, when Fabian's going to go to my campus next, this is where you're going to find out. And of course, he always sends reminders too. Like I normally send a reminder to my students to let them know, hey, I'm going to be on your campus. I'm going to be in the transfer center. I'm going to be here at this date, or I'm going to be here at this hour, so that my student can reach out to me and can see me when I'm on campus. There are, again, the workshops that I showed you earlier on the virtual link. They're again populated here, so you can see that here as well. Okay.
Yeah, I did make an appointment with Fabian though. I talked to him regularly.
I love it.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. Okay, so that's basically all I have for just kind of like a show for you for today's meeting. Do you have any questions for me? No questions? I can
I'm sorry.
I can also give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off the recording so now it can be more personal, because I know this is a meeting, this is not a webinar. So all of your faces are on the recording and is gonna be posted on our website, on our YouTube channel. So I know you want, just want to make sure that I protect your privacy. So I'm gonna turn off the recording, and then in the next couple of days, I'm gonna post this recording on our YouTube channel, so you can always refer back to that. There was a question in the chat asking, where do I make an appointment again? So if you use the tool, the Find My Advisor tool, I'm going to go back to that really quick, and I'm going to go back to here. If you go to the top website, and you're going to see this right here, Find My Advisor, and you can put it on there. That's how you can find it. Or you can go to the top website and you literally could click on, okay, my school is Sacramento. I'm a student at Sacramento. Who do I talk to? You can go to my page. You can see all the schools that I service. You can see all of the, the workshops, everything in one place. This is why it's so, I like this a lot, because I'm kind of lazy, so I like everything like compressed and like be on the same page. So you can go here and you can find that way. I will go back and I will put the link, and you can bookmark all of these too. If you see earlier, I use Chrome, so I bookmark everything. I literally bookmark everything. Don't work harder than you need to, Okay. Again, I'm gonna stop recording really quick, and then that way you guys can ask me questions, okay? So let me go ahead and stop, but thank you so much for paying attention. Okay.